Hello and welcome to the Dominion Daily for May 7th, 2026. We've got Rising Sun and Corn Guilds today. And it looks like we don't have, well, okay, yeah. We don't have any trashing. There is, however, panic. So at some point, treasures are going to disappear from our deck, which is a lot like trashing, but no estate trashing. We've got plus actions from Rustic Village, and that's it. But not a lot of terminals on the board anyway. Draw from Advisor, Journeyman, Artist, and then Farrier Overpay. There's also footpad stuff, so if you gain a card your action phase, that will trigger a draw, although it looks like the only thing that's going to trigger that is Goldmine, and Goldmine with Panic active, like, that's a pretty unappealing proposition. You get the gold, you get 4 debt, and then you play the gold once and you get 3 coins. That's a net loss, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense. Anyway, for there's also, of course, the footpad attack, which is, hurt, draw, and potentially be a big thing to counteract the Farrier overpay. Then we've got gains from Farrier, Candlestick Maker, Gold Mine, the buys from Panic, and then Gather. Gather, the only 3 cost it can gain is a silver. But that still probably looks pretty good once Panic is active, because like replacing the silver is not bad, and then like you obviously, even aside from that, just getting a 4 and a 5 for the cost of 7 is good value. We start with the Baker token, so we can potentially do some stuff with that in terms of how to open. I think the ideal opening would be like a 5-2 open, probably footpad, and then spend the coffer to overpay Farrier by 1, and then, well, I guess that wouldn't be that amazing, but it'd be pretty solid. We could still open with footpad if we wanted. Could just go like footpad silver and then start doing Farrier overpay stuff. Tea House and Rustic Village are going to activate Panic. This is the same set of cards that activated Panic the last time this came up. So like that does seem kind of inevitable, just because like we're gonna want at least some plus actions in the deck, if nothing else. Yeah, I think I like getting the footpad in the deck early. That, like, saving up coffers has some value, and the attack seems very relevant with Farrier on the board. So yeah, I think I want to go silver footpad. The bot also gets a footpad. Aha. Immediately. Alright, so Hmm. We can reasonably expect that the bot will have its footpad, which does make us overpaying look not as good. Especially since we already saw 2 estates. Hmm. Hmm. We don't overpay by 2 and then got attacked. We'd end up with a 4-coin hand, silver, copper, copper. Uh, I wonder if it's better to just not buy anything here. I mean, I don't really want a candlestick maker. You could take a free farrier. That does have the downside of maybe denying us a farrier overpay later. I mean, it's a 50-50 shot that the bot has farrier in hand right now, but that could also have the farrier. Sorry, it's a 50-50 shot the bot has footpad in hand right now. It could also have farrier, so it's slightly more likely than not to see its footpad this turn. The if we did overpay by 2 and saw all this and then didn't get attacked, we'd have 7 coins. That would actually be really good. Yeah. So it might be worth it just for that reason. And then if we do get attacked, we overpay for another farrier, and we know the bot's not attacking us both turns. Yeah, alright. I think I've talked myself into it. Aha. Alright. Yeah, so now we can gather. We do have to get a silver, which is a little unfortunate. Advisor will be a lot better once Panic is active, but for the moment, I think it's not really what we want. And then, do we want a Journeyman or a Tea House? The sifting on Journeyman is not bad. But it will get worse once Panic is active. Hmm. Uh, I think I'm just going to take the Tea House. All right. Well, there's no real reason not to overpay for Farrier here. If we do get attacked. Okay. We discarded. Shit, I can't see what we discarded. Was it 2 estates? I think so. Nope. No. Guess it doesn't really matter. I'm going to gather anyway. All right, now that we potentially have a second rustic village, that makes picking up a journeyman now look a little bit more appealing. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We could get an artist. I think it is not time for that. I'm not sure if it ever will be, but I think it isn't now anyway. I think I will go ahead and cycle here. I really want to find the footpad to hit that. Oh, it's only overpay by 1. Well, still want to cycle. The question is, do we name estate or copper? Well, it doesn't. We can play the farrier first. It doesn't actually really matter. With the rustic village in hand, I think it looks better to name copper because we can cycle state. Okay, so we can do another gather here. And now, what do we have on top? One estate. Four coppers. And a tea house. So it'd be good to overpay for farrier with these coffers just to be able to trigger a shuffle. But I gather. I wonder if now is the time to get the advisor. Advisor still has the potential to be like, oh, here's some estates, skip your action card, but there are only the 3 estates. I think it's probably fine. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Still don't think there's any reason to pick up an artist. Yeah, that does hurt. Alright, this is probably just another tea house. I mean, we could do another farrier overpay, but I don't think... we need that as badly at this point. All right, I would like to find a rustic village. There we go. Okay. So we have 2 more estates down there. All right, let's not discard. Let's name estate. So those 4 cards are estate, rustic village, and wait, we didn't trigger a shuffle, so we had tea house, 3 copper. Oh, the 3 copper got returned, right? Tea house. So it's just tea house. Tea house, rustic village, estate. It's the 4th card. know. All right. Gather again. Probably still advisor over another rustic village. And do we buy anything here? All right, let's look at. I don't know. I was thinking like, oh, we could take a candlestick maker and then like that makes artists a little better, but I just don't know about like we're about to take another 4 cards out of our deck here. I just don't know about artist that we need that. We could still get the candlestick maker. Obviously we'd rather have the better payload cards, but I mean, I guess like once we start greening, that we are gonna want some more draw. But do we need that now? And like how easy is it gonna be to get like one of these various cards into the deck? I don't know, I really don't want to block my ability to buy Gather. I think I'll take the Candlestick Maker and just leave it at that. Keep the Rustic Village? Maybe. Just make sure that we can draw with our... Oh my god. Oh my god. Why did they let me keep the Farrier? I think we don't discard. What are those last 2 cards? One of them, the tea house that I discarded. Yeah, I think it is. Go ahead and take another tea house here. So, before we do that, or well, it doesn't matter. How much money are we generating? There is, I think this, one of the cards is a tea house. The other one could be another advisor. Has the bot gained any advisors? It's gathered at least once. Discard. Candlestick Maker, tea house. Is it 2 tea houses? I think it's 2 tea houses. I guess it could be another farrier. All right, assume it's 1 tea house. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 coins in our deck. So if we were to buy an artist now, you have to pay off 7 debt net after like offer we already have. Then we wouldn't. Yeah, we just wouldn't have enough money to gather. Yeah. Yeah, I still don't want to do that yet. I guess we discard the advisor. Gather is gonna get a little bit worse now. This could be bad. Yeah. God damn it. That was like perfectly situated to be a bad draw. All right. Still want to be increasing my payload. We can do that with Baker. We could also take another journeyman. If we're going to take another journeyman, maybe we should be getting another rustic village. I'm going to take the Baker. Oh, we didn't even get to our footpad. Damn it. Yeah, I'm kind of regretting this candlestick maker. Eventually we're going to take an artist. But I really don't want to be without the ability to gather. I should have more draw than the bot. Like, it has not gained a journeyman. Now it has, but I have more advisors. Like, it really should not be drawing too well. Oh. Oh. Oh, come on! What is this? Alright, let's take another rustic village, I guess. And... Ugh. Get the Baker. Should I go ahead and get the artist at this point? In theory, we should have enough money in our deck now. I think we're not, although we're not... No, this isn't the right time to do it. This coming turn, like, if we don't trigger a shuffle here, then picking up the artist doesn't do us any good. If we do trigger a shuffle, well, it's not likely to do us much good either. We're not, like, saving any money, so... Discarded the Baker over the tea house? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Alright. I think we get the artist this turn. Let's get one more journeyman this turn. It would be nice if we sometimes started our turn with some of our junk cards in hand to discard to the footpad. Hmm. Oh shit, okay. One baker, one journeyman. Yeah, we can do the candlestick maker. I don't think there's anything else we can get into play. But we can play advisor first. Is there, I guess, footpad, if we could somehow get to that. But realistically, we can't, so it probably doesn't matter. I guess we can play the rustic village. Don't want to play the baker. We don't want to play the journeyman. All right, let's just play the artist. Yeah, the artist definitely came through here. Okay. We certainly just go province gather, keep up on the provinces. Is there any risk that the bot would be able to pile on rustic village advisor? Oh. We'd have to take one of them. So the bot would need to hit 22? That doesn't seem very likely. We can count how much money the bot has. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tea houses. The bot has 4. The bot has 1 silver. The bot has no bakers. Is that it? There's no candlestick maker. Okay, so gathering is definitely safe. The downside of gathering is we end up spending a whole bunch of coffers for not a lot of payload. We do replace the silver. So, in effect, we get 3 coins of payload from silver and baker. Could also consider getting a second footpad, I guess, if we think our draw is good enough, but eh. Yeah, we never have... Never have junk cards in our starting hand. Discard. Never ever. I think that's the way... So it is accumulating some coffers, but it has 8 coins in the deck plus 2 from the tea houses plus 2 coffers that it's storing up. So oh my god. What the fuck? What the fuck? You gotta be kidding me. It's ridiculous. I guess I should have discarded with the first or the first rustic village. I wasn't thinking about the possibility that I would want to literally discard down to 1 card. Oh my god. Well, what do I even do here? Do I buy a duchy? Oh my god. That's messed up. Right now, we have 12 coins from Tea House, 4 coins from Baker, 2 coins from Footpad. So that's 18. Candlestick Maker, 19. We didn't play the silver, be 21. Like, you could just store coffers, I guess. Yeah, maybe that is the way to go. And ridiculous. Like, we have more, again, we have way more draw in our deck than the bot does. The bot has the 2 journeymen, and that's it. But it's seeing, managing to see all of its stuff. Oh no, okay, sorry, it has a couple of advisors. I take it back. I mean, I still stand by the overall point, but but like, yeah, it's just like I, I'm so annoyed by this. Okay, at least this. We saw 2 estates last turn. Okay, this art this is gonna draw a lot of cards. I guess we name province? We didn't see the province. Like, it matters too much. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, now we draw the cards. How about that? Playing these advisors. I mean, it probably doesn't actually matter. We probably have more than enough draw, but okay. So we're down a bunch of provinces. And the pot has 10 coffers. Fuck. That dud is brutal. Um the bot cannot triple. We could, if we want to take this a little bit, well, I was going to say we could double gather and get duchies with it, but then the piles get really low. We could still gather once, I suppose. I really need the bot to dud, like, and I don't. How it is that I've been having at least? Well, I mean, I guess maybe the bots had partial duds, and I just can't tell. But it certainly hasn't ever not played its footpad, for example. What is the value of gathering versus just buying a duchy? We replace the silver in the deck, but that isn't amazing if we're spending coffers to do it. Probably we just don't. We do want to spend all of our money, non-coffer money. Maybe we just go triple duchy and then hold the rest of the coffers. We got plenty of buys in the deck. It's not really worried about that. Okay. The bot spent all of its coffers, so it did not draw through there. It did, of course, still manage to find its... What's it? Footpad. That's the word I'm looking for. I guess I should be playing these advisors first. Actually aren't at the point where we're like 100% drawing deck, although, I mean, we probably are, but... Also, we should do Journeyman Estate. All right, so we might have a win here. Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely annoying, but we got there in the end. Like, we definitely had a much better deck, but the bot was definitely having a better time with the draws for the most part. Not right there at the end, perhaps. I mean, bot was having a better time, at least in a relative sense. Like I had like a ton of overdraw in my deck, at least the potential for it, and was still managing to not draw some of the time. As the bot, I don't know if it had. It did only have one advisor. Yeah, I mean the bot could increase its hand size by a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards, and then also had some sifting. Like, you know, that certainly shouldn't be enough to consistently get through this deck. By this point, it's not enough to get through it at all. I mean, it didn't have, it only got those last 2 provinces at the end, obviously, but yeah. Plus, there's the advisor thing where you might get, I mean, the advisor might not draw the right cards either, but yeah, when you're starting from a hand size of 3, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong and the bot wasn't drawing as well as I think, but it was like increasing its coffer stash every turn. Yeah, this turn was just ridiculous. Well, whatever. I guess all's well that ends well. Obviously, yeah, having way more payload in the deck that wasn't. I mean, aside from the silvers I was getting from Gather, that wasn't like introducing additional stop cards. Well, there was the Candlestick Maker, but having more tea houses, having the bakers, definitely gave me more reach. But yeah, it definitely got scary with the how those draws were working out and how far behind that put me on the score. But in the end, we had enough to get there. Yeah, I'm not sure if. I mean, I guess it's possible that I should have taken like one more journeyman, something. I don't think doing farrier overpay would have been worth it because it just would have. I mean, it would have meant that at least my starting hand was like is more likely to have like a good starting hand. Just like get to see more cards at least before discarding down. But this is a pretty costly investment, like past a certain point in the game. The artist, I think overall, like definitely put in work, and I maybe should have just gotten it earlier. I don't know. It's always like I was always concerned like I'm not going to have enough to gather, but I mean, and I think that was true up to a certain point. But at the very least, maybe I should have added it like 1 or 2 turns earlier. I'm not sure. Obviously, you have to find it, but once you do find it, it's like, okay, now we're going to definitely draw the deck. It is too bad that there wasn't, I don't know, like, you know, if instead of Goldmine you had like Bandit or something. Not that Bandit's like anything all too special as a card, but at least then, you know, you don't take the debt and you actually would net some money out of it. Like, here, like all the payload, almost all the payload. Okay, I mean, obviously there was Footpad and Candlestick Maker, but which are stop cards, but like the payload was like relatively draw efficient, but not like money efficient, or like it is not like just in volume or whatever. Whereas like a card like Bandit would give you, you know, that would give you 3 coins. Would have been nice if there was some, you know, it's just something like that that would give you more payload faster, but oh well. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.